Welcome to the AFSCME Council 61 Never Quit podcast. This is our third version. If you are new, welcome aboard. My name is Todd Copley. I'm the president of AFSCME Council 61, and this is.
Adam Swihart, Union Representative for AFSCME Council 61.
We are here to educate as many people as we possibly can about what's going on with the state of Iowa, what's going on with Council 61, and what we can do to help you get through your life a little bit better when it comes to union issues. Kind of give you an update of what's going on right now, state of the union of our union. We're gearing up for the International Convention in Los Angeles. It starts next Monday. Most of us are leaving out of here probably Saturday, Sunday, and I think even a couple are leaving on Friday, getting delegate packages ready, shirts. We made up a bunch of shirts. Actually, Denise and Amy and Gracie made up a bunch of shirts. So we've got all that stuff ready to go. We met with, I was supposed to meet with the director of Department of Corrections last week, Beth Skinner, on Friday. Some things came up where she couldn't attend. It's kind of disappointing. We were kind of hoping to get some issues brought to her attention. I'm sure she already knows about, but needs to be reiterated as far as the ongoing concerns and issues that correction officers are having throughout the state with collapsing posts and egregious amounts of mandated overtime. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to bring up bad things, but 3 years ago, a horrible tragedy happened at Anamosa, and it's. I hope we don't have to go down that road again.
I think a major concern for the Department of Corrections employees as well as the union is not meeting with us seems to be a growing trend.
Yeah.
Trying to get meetings scheduled with the employees. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of effort with the department to try to meet with us. Maybe it seems like we say the same things over and over again. However, the same things over and over again are the things that are wrong. There just isn't a whole lot of spirit of cooperation going on, or even though the last time we met with them, they were all about communication and transparency. But that doesn't seem to be the walk that they're walking right now.
Well, and that was the kind of thing that bothered me when we met with them. And yes, the being transparent and open doors of communication. You know, in some cases, I don't know, maybe be careful what you ask for, because we're going to bring up issues that are ongoing that are not addressed. You know, I'm sure they don't like to hear it, but we're not making it up either, right? Yeah. If they would look deeper into their system, they don't have to look very deep at all. We're not making this stuff up, guys. These are issues that have very dark ramifications if they're not corrected.
Yep. And we will not be quiet about it. We're still going to bring them up, even though they don't want to hear it.
And, you know, the meetings up to this point, it hasn't been a screaming match, hasn't been flipping tables, hasn't been spitting coffee in somebody's face. They've been actually very, very calm, cool, and collected. And it's kind of, I think it's more on both sides, building trust. And when things like this happen, I mean, I know things happen, but, you know, there is this infamous grapevine that travels through the world. And I've heard things through this grapevine that maybe aren't quite as accurate as what the director said was happening on Friday. And I hope that's not the case. I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I hope that's not the case.
Well, and the other problem I think too is not to defend administration, but I think also their hands are tied in certain things. There's a couple issues that could be fixed almost immediately if we were to raise wages, compensate higher seniority folks fairly, bring back a few things we lost when the state refused to bargain with us. That would lead to an ease in hiring and retaining staff, and more staff would alleviate a lot of issues. The problem is we can meet with the director of Department of Corrections as many times as we want, but that falls on deaf ears above her.
Right.
And that's something that we can't get fixed in a meeting, and we all know that. So
there's a lot of things that, free things that really wouldn't cost the state anything. Just maybe a show of good faith that, hey, we're listening, we hear what you're saying, and let's move on some of this stuff.
How
But
about bid rights? How about giving the employees their bid rights back? The
yeah,
ability to transfer and work where they want to work within the facility based on seniority. What kind of struck me odd was the last time we met with both DAS and DOC, they wouldn't even mention the word seniority. They don't like it.
no,
It's experience and it's all about, qualifications, and they didn't even want to, hear the word seniority. But if you gave some people the opportunity to utilize their seniority, that'd be a big win, but they don't want to hear it.
no, and it's free. That's the most upsetting thing. That doesn't cost the state a dime,
Yep.
a penny for that matter. So
Yep.
it's kind of disappointing. But this all everything that we do, everything that we discuss, everything that we fight for our members, all rolls into um, how you vote. And I don't want to keep kicking this horse, but votes have consequences and elections have consequences. And if if you vote with your wallet, that makes a big difference. It does. It makes a huge difference. Think of your house
Indeed.
payment and your family, food on the table. People think about that. I think it would make a big difference on how the atmosphere is up on the Capitol.
Indeed. So, moving on from that, today we're going to take a little bit of time and talk about something that some people don't even know that they have anymore, and that is your rights as a state employee to file a grievance. Uh, Grievances are something that are provided for in individual contracts. So, city, county, schools, private sector, locals all have grievance procedure languages in their contract for the most part. Some don't. As a state employee, your grievance rights were something that was outlined in the previous contracts. When they gutted Chapter 20 and the state decided to no longer bargain that stuff with us, we reverted back to the merit rules. Um, merit the merit rules are what governs the state of Iowa's internal administration process. And if the state of Iowa violates those merit rules in some form, there's a grievance procedure that the state employees can go through, aided by us, to get resolution and to make people whole in that regard. The most well used one we see is within the merit rules, there is a right to just cause discipline. So if you get disciplined and you're a state employee, covered by the merit system, which most people are, that everybody represent is covered by the merit system, you can file a merit grievance, and it's designed for the employees to fill out themselves. However, we help. We take it. We can help you take it all the way through the process, and we can take it up and including through what used to be PERB, which is now EAB, which is basically the same system. It runs through a hearing process and goes through several steps to try to get resolution on employee grievances, and we take those for our members, and quite often we win them.
Hopefully, the
So,
backlog issues that we
yes,
used to have with PERB aren't nearly as bad as what it is with the new.
yeah, we're not waiting years for resolution on some cases, but goes through now the Employee Appeals Board, which is under the Department of Inspections and Appeals and Licensing since the new government reorganization. So if you are a state employee and you feel the need to file a grievance because you feel your rights have been violated or you've got a disciplinary action, you can go to the DAS website, which is right there, and look it up under either employee relations, I believe, human resources, and there's a fillable form. You can fill it out, and if you have any questions or issues with that, go ahead and give us a call. We'll help you through the process, or your local union steward can help you through the process, and we can take care of that for you. It's just one right that a lot of people don't think they have,
Right.
but they actually have.
Yeah, a lot of employees are told that you don't have that right, and a lot of employees just let that slide. And you have to understand that you still have the right to do that, to have a grievance procedure.
Yeah, the union's still here. We just shifted in what our duties and responsibilities were in the services that we provide.
Moving on, trainings.
Trainings. Another service that AFSCME provides, its membership, is we have the ability to do trainings for any local, statewide, and Kansas and Missouri. Um, Things like stewards trainings. If your local wants to do a stewards training for their activists to teach how to be a steward, how to file grievances,
You
how
know,
to
if I like to touch on the steward training thing a little bit, Adam does the steward training, and it's at least for the state of
for
Iowa.
this area. I don't do it for the whole area, but for this
It's
area, I
it's
do.
awesome. It's local specific, so it touches on your contract, not a what happens if this happens kind of thing. It's specific to that. Everybody thinks, well, we already have three stewards here. We have a steward in this department or that department. You have as many as you want. You never can have too many.
Hmm.
A carpenter has more than one hammer, so it's good to have as many as possible. If you're needed, you're needed. If you're not, you're not. You're not obligated to be a steward, even if you go through the training.
And even if you go through the training and you decide I don't want to be a steward, that's great because the information provided in that training is great just to give you a basis of what your rights are.
Mhm.
Having a union, it goes through Weingarten rights, it goes through Supreme Court decisions, it goes through what your rights are in the course of an investigation, it goes through the history of the union, how we got here,
Right.
where we're at. And it's just a good basis of knowledge for anybody who thinks they want to become involved in the union as a leader or as just a steward to make sure people have some kind of friendly voice in the
Right.
room with them when they have to go into an investigation.
The first time I was asked to be a steward years ago, I went through the training, and going into it, I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this or not. I wasn't. I was a little unsure of what was involved. Going through the training, going into the training, I had an opinion. Coming out of the training, I had a different opinion. Hearing all of that made me want to do it. It just because as they're going through the training, and it's even better now going through the training and listening to Adam's training. I remember things that have happened to certain people that I seen that nobody was there to fix and or to help out with, and it makes you want to do it. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah. We also have financial standards training, commonly referred to as treasurer's training. Say that three times fast, treasurer's training. If you're a local leader and you are the secretary treasurer for your local or the president, we recommend both go through it. But anybody can go through it. And what that is International brings one of their financial gurus in, and it's actually put on by the International. It can either be in person or by Zoom, and they take you through all the steps that are required on how to be a financial leader with AFSCME. Um, Sometimes it's just a balance in the checkbook for the
Right.
local. Your bigger locals, you're going to have, if they spend money, if they take in money, they're going to have a different set of rules to follow. It's more detail oriented, and it takes you through all of the standards, and things change. And
Right.
depending upon what local you're in, you might have to file state taxes, you might have to file federal taxes, you might not file taxes at all. There's going to be things you have to file through the state just to become just because you're a local in the state of Iowa. And so many things change throughout the course of the years. If you've done it once, 3, 4, 5 years ago, do it again.
A refresher course is always
Yep.
good with that, because it's always the treasure training is always evolving, because the system is always evolving. And I've gone through that three different times, and it's been a while since I've gone through it. I think the next one that we know that a local is asked to get scheduled for, I'll probably go through it again, just because of the fact that there is so much involved with that.
And as with all trainings put on by the council, there's no charge for it. Just get yourself to wherever it's going to be, and we provide the rest. We haven't done them for a while. But we also do leadership trainings. Teach them the ropes on how to what the duties of a president, vice president, secretary treasurer, recording secretary, and also how to organize in your local.
We
That's
even tell you some things not to do.
there's things not to do. That's a good training that we put on. Have done it for a while, but if you're interested, let us know. We also do UPay training, which is our system for how to sign people up on our dues system. Now that we can't take dues out of your paycheck, we have to take it out of your checking account, and we can train people on how to sign up members in Iowa over the internet, over our handy dandy little system, and Amy will walk you through that training, and it's slick. Once you get in the system, it takes you about a minute and a half to sign up a new member, and it's awesome. It's about a 30-minute training, and it's pretty easy. So
Yeah. And the best thing, I mean, Amy breaks it down, like say she talks in crayon. That's the best way I can understand it. So she does a great job. Absolutely great job. If anybody is interested in any of these trainings, contact us here at the council. Call the front desk 515-246-1517, and they will absolutely direct you to the right person that you want to talk to. We can schedule all of it, even through the international any international trainings. We can get that scheduled for you.
yep. Moving on. I wanted to bring up this weekend. You might have saw it on our Facebook page. We had a couple locals in the metro area, Local 3450, which is the Employee Capital Complex local, and Local 1868, which is the Polk County AFSCME local, all the Polk County employees except for Sheriff's Department. They went together and did a fun function at the Iowa Cubs. Put on a event for their members. A couple political candidates were there, and it was just a fun afternoon of
Yeah,
solidarity, getting together, hanging out at an iCubs game, remembering that there's other members out there and
yeah,
there's locals out there, and I wasn't there. Todd was there. He can speak to that. But the reason I wanted to bring that up was because any local can do this, and we used to have a lot of locals that would do this, that would put on events or sponsor events for their members, just kind of giving back. This is the reason why we're here. Ball games, picnics, some kind of function uh, that gets the membership engaged, gets them together, talking about the issues and just kind of having fun with not only the members but their families. Um, Nothing brings people together like food. So, but yeah, a lot of locals do this, and any local can do it. And if you're looking for details on how to do it, what ideas, that kind of thing, give us a call. We'll hook you up with whoever needs to be hooked up with. But usually your union rep in your area can kind of give you some pointers. And if you expend any money, the local and the executive board has to vote on it, approve it, because that's how that process works. But yeah, locals should definitely get out in the community and do events sponsored with their membership.
yeah. Saturday night was great. It was to kick off our endorsement, the council's endorsement for Lanon Bacom. He's running in District 3 U.S. Senator against Zach Nunn. Lanon is absolutely amazing. He's got a great big push behind him to he's gonna win. He's just gonna win, and we're hoping. Kind of talked to him quite a bit actually on Saturday night about having him as a future guest on our podcast. He's got a lot to talk about. He's got a lot to talk to our membership and tell them what his goals are, what his plan is once he gets to DC and beats Zach Nunn and gets all of his stuff out of the office and move
Be
him
nice.
in.
Be nice to have a voice at the table that high again, since we don't currently now.
That's a big table. That's a very big table. It's very important, and Lanana is going to do it. He's just a. I can't say enough great things about him. He's just a great guy.
But that's what a local event can do. So check that out on our Facebook page, and if you want to have a local event, um, feel free and let us know if you need any help. As always, we're like you to like, share, subscribe. Um, Tell your friends and family about it, text it, do whatever you need to do with it. We're getting positive feedback, and we're getting a lot of views and clicks and all that good stuff, which shows that we're kind of growing our reach, which is what we want to do. We want to talk to as many people as possible. And if you have any ideas, comments, concerns, subject matter, or you want to be on the show, let us know, and we'll do our best to make that happen.
Absolutely. We are here for you, the membership. So any concerns that you all have, let us know. We don't know what we don't know. So keep us informed, and we'll get back to you with an answer if you have any questions. This is your union, so make sure you let us know any questions that you have.
So, anything else we need to cover?
I think we covered a bunch. I have nothing else at all.
All right. Well, then we will
See you next time.
How's my hair?
Got one out of place.
Which one?
That one.
There you
Perfect.
go. And whenever you're ready.